hello, and welcome to today's show. You are tuned in to Finances at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com with your host, Tanya B.
And your co-host, Rhonda E.
Rhonda E, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's beautiful outside.
Oh, my goodness. I love the heat.
Oh, I didn't say the heat was beautiful. Maybe some clarity. It could be 70 degrees. As long as it's sunny and the breeze is blowing good, I love it.
Well, today is good. Now, further south, it's a little cooler.
It is.
So when we got to the station, I'm like, I got to turn on the air conditioner out.
Yeah, it's much cooler, actually, the further south you go. It's really cool out there.
Yeah, so I was happier the further I got to the station, the closer I got to the station, I was like, okay,
it's hot. Yeah, I saw the temperature go up.
Yeah.
It's like 86-ish. That's a lot of heat.
I'm happy. So listen, guys, thank you for tuning in. We have a great show today. Today's topic is how to make an extra $200 or more in 30 days or less.
I love this topic. And it's common sense stuff, too. It's not like, okay, I got to come up with a whole bunch of stuff and then market it. No, they already did it. Stuff is already done. You just plug in. I love easy stuff.
Easy. It's so easy. So the overall conversation is how to boost your income now.
Right.
Like right now, today, what you can do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we run into individuals, especially in this economy. Oh, I'm kind of tight this month. Mm-hmm. You know, what am I going to do for money? You know, Ray needs some shoes. Mm-hmm. The baby needs some Pampers. Mm-hmm. You know, just those types of things. And there are an array of things that we can do in order to create income.
Surprisingly, more than I thought, really, because if you scour the internet, you always get that work from home stuff, but they always want you to put something down, or they'll tell you can do surveys, or they tell you all these other things but look good on the outside, but then when you check into it, it's like, well, no, you don't qualify for the 150th survey, but try next time.
I know,
we might have something else for you.
Yes. Yeah, so that's because I've scoured the internet for those things as well. You take the surveys and it's like, where my stuff? I'm not getting nothing.
Right, or that free stuff. Everybody else getting free stuff. How come I don't get no free stuff?
I know. But today we're going to talk about how you can not just get free stuff, but actually get money. And some of the things that we're going to talk about will require a little bit of an investment. Mm-hmm. But most of the things you can start today. And it really kind of depends on who you are, what your expertise would be, and you know what you like and what you don't like. Before we actually dive in, or actually as we dive in, I want to make sure that you guys know you're tuned into Intellectual Radio, and we're going to feed your brain with some great content. So make sure you get a pen, get a piece of paper, jot some of this stuff down, and call a friend, call a neighbor, tell them to tune in to IntellectualRadio.com. And if you have any questions about any of the programs that we're going to talk about today, feel free to give us a call at area code 708-223-8953. I remember it. A little bit, no, but our engineer always has it set up. Okay, never mind. We're going to let that one go. That's a little station joke
station humor
we got going on here.
Right.
Thank you. So, listen, we're going to jump right on in. Is that okay?
That sounds good to me.
Let's go. So before we even start this entire process, I always talk about where the action really begins.
Right.
Because we won't be able to do anything, nothing, not a zip, mucho uno, nothing, ucho,
not one thing,
zero, not one thing,
not one thing, right?
Nothing if we don't have our mind right, guys.
Right.
So we have to understand that this is how the world works. People get an income, or they become rich, or however you want to talk about it, based on the value that they give.
Right.
Sam Walton solved a problem. Therefore, he became rich. Steve Jobs solved the problem.
Right.
Therefore, he became rich. Bill Gates solved the problem.
Right. So let's take it a step further. So these are names that people know already, but the reality is you are the answer to a question. You personally are the answer to a question.
So let's break that down. let's really break that down, because we always look outside to get validation for being able to do whatever.
Right.
You know, we feel like we have to go to school to get a job, or we have to go to college to get a higher education, to get a higher paying job. And I'm not saying that those things aren't valid, because in the society that we live in, if you want to stay on the path of least resistance,
right,
then those are definitely things that you should do. Mm-hmm. We're just giving you an opportunity to think outside of the box. Or what I like to say is, there is no box.
Right.
There is no box. But you have to believe that the things that we're going to go through today will work for you. Now, we have about 50. Mm-hmm. We may or may not get through all of them. But the ones that resonate with you, just think about it. Think about what you can and what you cannot do. Right. What you like and what you don't like. Right. We always get put into this box of, okay, well, what do you want to do? And you just pick from this little...
They give you the options. The menu, right?
Yeah.
Right. They give you the options of what you can do, instead of giving you the blank check and say you fill in what you want to do.
Exactly.
And see, yeah. So this is going to stretch you a little bit.
It's going to stretch you, and it's also going to give you. It's going to still give you a menu, but the menu is infinite.
Right.
We really just want you guys to look at this menu as the starting point. There can be 1,000 of areas that you can spin the information off of that we're going to talk about today. Okay?
That's good stuff.
So this is Finances at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com, and we're going to jump right in and we're going to feed the brain. So, number 1. I know, right? You can serve as a personal assistant.
Right. So how would that look, though? I mean, in what way? What do you mean? Like,
so there are a gazillion. There are a ton of small businesses who need administrative assistance.
Oh, okay.
They need someone to maybe run errands for them. They need someone to maybe make phone calls for them. They need someone to, do little things around either their home or their office or whatever. But they may not be able to afford someone on staff. They may not be able to afford, $1,000 or, whatever to pay somebody every week or every month.
Right.
But they do need that assistance. Those are individuals who you could actually go to, or, market yourself like on a Craigslist or something like that. Hey, look, I serve as a personal assistant, and you may only do 1 or 2 hours a day or a week. It doesn't really matter. But if you can do that once a week, right. Let's say you do 2 hours, and they pay you $100 or $200.
Right. That's pretty good.
And you do that once a week, every week.
Right. So that's a car note, that's a light bill, that's some gas.
That's something. So, administrative assistant. And here's the deal. You already doing that at work.
That's so true. But I don't know why. I think there's like a block between what you're doing already and then what you could get paid to do on your own that doesn't go through HR.
See,
I'm just saying, it's transferable skills.
It is. Yeah. Well, you can, as we're so busy looking for a job when we get out of high school that we forget that we can create our own job. So,
well, now,
feed your brain on IntellectualRadio.com.
This is Finances at 5.
Yes. So, job number 2, or next way that you can actually increase, because we said in 30 days, $200 or more, right? So, $50 times 4, that's 200. You could do 75. You could do 100. See, here you set your salary. You don't set the criteria and say, oh, well, I'll make $12.50 an hour.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
You said that. And I got to say, did you see what happened this morning on the news? Was it this morning? Yeah, it was this morning. You got on 87 where they had the protest. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. I
Okay.
don't watch the news. If it's bad enough, they'll let me know.
No, it's really not bad, but I think they could have spent the energy a little wiser.
Okay.
So you have the employees of McDonald's and Burger King, and they were out picketing in front of McDonald's and Burger King because they want a higher wage. Now, they took the time to come up with these poster boards. They took the time to organize and get everybody together.
That sounds like business number 2. Okay.
They were all lined up on both sides of the street at the same time.
That's business number 3, organizational skills.
Organizational skills. I'm just saying, I saw 3 things that they could have all monetized just in that 30-second spot that they did, showing the commercial on the way to doing the actual news about it.
Wow.
I was like, are you kidding? And they're fighting for $15 because they're making $9. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so we're feeding your brain today, guys. Don't get sucked into the propaganda that 99% of people have already bought into. And I'm not saying I never drank the Kool-Aid. I just got a blood transfusion, okay? I just flushed it out, right?
Oh, wow.
Because I was on that route too. So, job number 3, a way to increase your income, still doing what you do today. Freelance writing. So there are some people who love to read, and you're good at writing. You can be a freelance writer. This is another one that I want to just interject. I don't even have this on the list, but it just dropped in my shanto, so I'm going to talk about it. Those people who are on Facebook and tweeting and Pinteresting and all of that stuff all day. Let me tell you guys something. People get paid to do that by Fortune 500 companies. And there are small to medium-sized businesses who need the same applications done for their business. Right. You can contact those individuals and tell them you will post on you will do their social media for $100 a week, or whatever it is, and you're already there.
Right, you already know how to do it. You already know how to share and uplink, and
you know how to ask people to come like the page,
like it, and so many hundreds of people need to like my page for this particular event or whatever. You already know how to do the marketing.
So we doing it for fun,
right?
And for free, where you can actually do it and get a check. So just open up, feeding your brain. We're expanding your mind on IntellectualRadio.com. This is Finances at 5. So our next one, we're not even going to count because we're about 5 right now. Part-time nanny. Now this is probably not good for people who already got kids, because if you like me, you're trying to get rid of yours. I digress. I love you, Trinity and Aaliyah. I really do. So if you ever hear this in the future, I love you with all my. You guys finish that. Heart. We got a little thing them going. Right. So part-time nanny. People, me included, hit TanyaBiglow.com. I'm looking for people sometimes. I just want to get away. So, for 2 hours, $50, $25. I drop the kids off. Well, I'm already here. Right. It's just something else. So these are all things or services that you can market on your own, on like Craigslist or something like that. But there are programs out there where they're looking for these type of individuals to come and work for them.
They actually are posting that in the sometimes. I don't know if anyone's actually looked at an actual newspaper lately. I just happen to pick up one because I normally don't.
Okay.
But they do. If you go on the help wanted section, instead of always looking to fill an employment spot, they sometimes are soliciting people so that they can pay them. So it's the actual opposite kind of thing. So if you actually ever get the opportunity to look, they're looking for nannies. They're looking for people who are good. They even set the age limit. Like we've got a 6-week-old. So are you qualified for 60-week-old to 5 years old?
See?
They actually have that already out there, people are looking for people who are willing to deal with the little people.
Yeah, and we sitting around wondering how we gonna pay the light bill.
No, they even tell you to call this number. We will tell you how much we're gonna pay you.
It's a lot of ways, guys. So we're looking at putting an extra $200 in your pocket within the next 30 days. You can take any of these items and utilize them. So number 6, we're on rent your car. Now, this is definitely some other people stuff. I was going to say something else, but we're tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com. People from the other persuasion might rent their car. Most brothers and sisters are not renting their car, but it is an option.
But on a more practical note, you have that car that's already paid off.
Yeah.
That's not your main ride.
Yeah.
You can rent that car out.
And if you, like some of our listeners have like 3-4 cars.
Yeah, right.
You can take one of those cars that's just sitting up. That's your side ride, right?
Or the work car.
The work car, or whatever.
Right.
You can rent that out for a day or, whatever.
Right.
You already got insurance on it.
Right.
Rent it out. Now,
sounds good.
It's a way to do it. So, and a lot of people, including myself, I would probably do that if I'm renting a car for $25 as opposed to going to
some other place and paying much more.
Exactly. So, number 7, market research. You can become a market researcher. For those individuals who love to just figure stuff out, they love doing research. They be on the internet just surfing. Oh, what about this? What about that? You can get paid to do that. There are companies out there, especially universities and community colleges, that are looking for people to do market research for them. Number 8, recycle.
Right. So how much pop are you drinking?
Girl, first off, we need to stop drinking that soda. That's the first thing. Right. But secondly, as I was driving here, that's like a recycle area over on 127th in like Kedzie or something like that. Right. There are a lot of them.
There are a lot.
And you could take scrap metal and all that stuff there, and I mean, they give a certain amount of dollars per pound of stuff that you bring. So when you used to see the old man scrunching the cans, that's not dead, guys. We can still do that unless we feel like we're above that.
Well, they actually do those bottles that say redeemable for 5 cents. They really do give you the 5 cents on the bottle.
So while we're throwing that stuff away, we can be using that. I mean, if you're one you're buying 24 cases a week,
24 times 5.
I don't know what the math is, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. You probably get back what you paid for it.
Exactly. So you can recycle. And then also they have this thing called campaigning or green paste canvassing. So what is that? So, you can pick up the pop bottles or recycle what you have in your own home. But with this green paste canvassing, you actually go to other people.
Okay.
And get their stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And still make the money.
Right. Okay. So they don't want to go, but you take their stuff and you go for them.
Exactly.
That's a do.
That's a good one. That's a good one, right?
Right.
So our next one, number 10, you can actually, I don't know, I met a guy earlier, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned this about this Uber and Lyft.
See, I have never, ever heard of this before.
So basically what this is, it's not really huge here in the Chicagoland area, but it's big like out in California, and they're trying to bring it here though. But basically, you can be a driver for a ride share service, and you could make a decent extra wage.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you help people with their commute? Oh, okay.
You know how I think Pace does that. They have like a carpool type. Basically, it's a carpool type of scenario. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that works. And then the 11th one is being a bartender or a barmaid. They call it barista. I'm like, well, a
bartender.
A bartender, right? So I actually have my bartender's license.
Do you really?
Yes.
I don't even know why I asked.
Y'all know I'm a jack of all trades.
Right. I don't even know why I asked.
So many years ago, back in the day, in church. How about that?
Well,
go figure.
Well, now.
I went, you know what? So here's the funny story. So we're gonna take a side note. The engineer's like, oh God. So I went to school. It's like a 2-week class, right? The class is like $300. It was 10, 12 years ago, right? The class was like $300. And they give you all the information. This class is set up like a little bar area, and they teach you all the stuff of, how to mix these drinks. Okay. So I remember, I was finishing the class, and I got my first job. I just went in the neighborhood like, hey, are you guys looking for people? They're like, okay, you can come back this day. So I went there and like, OMG. Well, first off, let me tell you, I got more in tips than I got paid that night. I'll tell you that much. Wow. But the reality of it was, it wasn't me. I wasn't. That wasn't my arena. I was like, no, because there's some wild stuff. It was a more upscale place. It wasn't like a hole in the wall or anything like that. It was a restaurant attached to it. Okay. So it was a more upscale place. But when people get that liquid courage in them, wow, it's a whole nother ball game. Wow. And you have to sit there and be professional. And it's funny when you're not intoxicated with them, because you look like, really, you can see the transformation. Like, ooh. Right. So that just was not my deal. But it is an option for people who definitely love the party. You love hanging out. You love the nightlife. That's definitely an option, and you can have fun and make a ton of money. Oh, that's cool stuff, though. You can make a ton of money. Because basically all you're doing is mixing. You're just mixing stuff and giving it to people. Exactly. And most of them have regular stuff. They drink it. Well, I don't even know, like a apple martini or cosmopolitan or whatever it is. There's only so many ways you can do it. Right. Once you figure that out, and they teach you that at school. Right. And they're teaching you that. Right. Guys, we're going to take a break. I told you we're not going to get through all 50. We just on number 11 right now. Right. But we're going to take a break real quick. And we have an announcement. Oh yeah, we got an announcement, so make sure you guys stay tuned, because we have a huge announcement that we're going to share with our listening audience. And this is Finances at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com with your host Tanya B and your co-host Rhonda E. Stay right there. We'll be right back. IntellectualRadio.com. Don't go away. Welcome back. You are with Finances at 5 here on IntellectualRadio.com with your host, Tanya B.
And your co-host, Rhonda E.
Rhonda E, when we were off air, had a very good comment. I sure am.
Oh, man.
Normally she have them. She always comes up with some good ones. So we were talking about my story with the bartender, right? And I was telling her, like, well, I was doing that because I was always the bartender at the party, so why not get paid to do it?
And I said, you just getting paid to turn up.
Yeah. I love it. That's from the minister herself.
Yeah, that's so bad.
All right. So we're going to jump right on in, guys. So we're at number 13. You can actually do serving and waiting. Now, the whole goal is to make the money at your leisure and, not be out of the house too much. But this is an option. If you have, so there may be people who already work part-time and you're looking for like maybe a second job. This is something that is not that mind-boggling, but you can definitely make some good money because you get tips from that.
Okay. That's good.
So number 14, house sitting. There are people who travel and they don't want to leave their houses uncovered, even though we have technology where you have what is it called?
The timer on the lights
and the alarms.
And the alarms.
But they still...
I was going to say, people have gotten wise to that. That used to work back in the day when you set it on the timer, and then certain time in the morning, the shades open. Certain time at night, the lights come on. But people, if they're really watching you, they know that that's not you.
Right.
So you need to have some activity in the house. By all means, stop the mail, but you need to have somebody in there for that time frame that you're going to be out of town.
Absolutely. So people will pay you, some bucks to just stop by and make sure everything is okay with the house. Transcription. People who are quick with typing. People are looking for that, me included. I got some things that I need typed and I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. So transcription is a tutor. If you have some type of skill, you want to go back to transcription?
Right. Go back to transcription because, if you're not a quick typist, but you know how to set up the program that takes what you say and types it for you, because there is a program that does that.
What is that? Dragon? It's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
So the person might need a transcriptionist, but you know how to use the program, so you still get it done. I'm just saying.
That? You buy the program and then you can just make money off of having it. Girl.
You read it or have it play. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Awesome.
I'm just saying. You gotta work it.
Just see, and that's the whole goal. We go back to we're Finances at 5, right? And we're feeding your brain here on IntellectualRadio.com. But the whole goal is to think there is no box.
There is no
box. If we're going to spend money, make sure that we're spending money on something that's going to give us a return on our investment.
Right.
ROI.
Right, return on investment.
Exactly. So number 16, you could be a tutor. If you're good at math, if you're good at science, if you're good at social studies, if you're good at history, if you're good with other individuals, if you play at what other people work at, you can make a living helping somebody else to get that done, okay? So be a tutor. You can set that up with your local library, with the local schools, especially the private schools, even the public school sector. If you tell them, hey, look, you get a group of people, 5 or 10 kids, you'll do that 1 hour for $100. All 10 put $10 together, bam, that's done. So easy. Number 17, pet sitting. Not my favorite because I'm allergic to everything under the sun, but hey, it works. If you love animals, you can definitely hang out with some animals and you can make your own salary.